Today, I want to tell you a story. This is the story of returning to the Great Mother's house to take back the wisdom of our feminine. This story reminds us that both men and women, boys and girls, need the wisdom of the conscious feminine, just as they need the wisdom of the conscious masculine. But just as our brothers are the natural protectors of the masculine lineage, cultivating the exterior life of intellect, reason, and the objective universal, we sisters are the natural protectors of the interior life, of emotion, intuition, embodiment, and the intimate personal. Today, in our fast-paced, logical, linear, outer-oriented world, it is all too easy to forget our female story. But we forget our story at great peril. Great peril because useless wars continue to ravage the world. Our Earth's fragile ecosystem is in grave danger. And far too many members of the human family live without the basic necessities that allow for human dignity and empowerment to flourish. So you see, my dear sisters, it is very, very important that we remember our story. This morning, I'm going to remind you of the extraordinarily rich heritage that our wisdom comes from, so that each of you can then remind the women in your life whom you cherish so they won't forget. This story consists of 4 parts, with each part being introduced by the beauty of Erica's cello. Before I begin, I invite you to call in your female lineage. Invite your daughters, your sisters, your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmothers, way, way back in your lineage to be present for you and surround you. See if you can feel them surrounding you as you listen to Erica's cello. Part 1, the imprint of feminine wisdom. Once upon a time, a very long time ago, in a mythic land, women lived with their female wisdom intact. They were connected to their deepest instincts and their intuition, their authentic dreams and their heart's clear voice. Women of every color in every corner of the globe were committed to an ancient agreement where they promised to protect the interior life for themselves, their families, their communities, and their workplaces. Protecting the interior was a sacred oath to stand up for the wisdom of the heart and the emotions as an equal partner to the wisdom of the head and the intellect, to ensure that the intuitive and the imaginative had their rightful place next to the tangible and the rational, and to cultivate beauty and the creative arts as an integral part of everyday life. And with this holy agreement, women were bound to ensure that the interior life of the spirit was as highly regarded as the outer life of work, politics, or the marketplace. It was up to them to ensure that inner reflection and being balanced action and doing. Without contemplative practices such as prayer and meditation, silence and solitude, women knew that their sons and daughters could never grow up into balanced, peaceful human beings, and that as a consequence, there could be little balance or peace in the world itself. Along with protecting the interior life, the sisters were guardians of embodiment. Through the miracle of pregnancy and childbirth, women knew that reverence for the physical body meant reverence for life itself. Instinctively, they also knew that this respect included the larger body of the earth herself. Respecting the natural world was the only way to ensure that life as they knew it could continue. So women made sure that their children found pleasure in their bodies and sensuality as much as in their minds and ideas, and that they spent plenty of time outdoors in communion with the natural world and learned to respect and care for the earth. It was a good time in lands far and wide, as the imprint of the conscious feminine was strong and true. Both men and women thrived in these times, and there was an equal partnership between masculine and feminine, outer and inner, head and heart, linear and intuitive, doing and being. The earth was in balance, the world at peace. But then, as in all stories, complicated, dark forces came into the land. Part 2, the loss of feminine wisdom.